Algebra 2, this is Chapter 5, Section 7. This one's actually example 5. That last video was a whole bunch of different things kind of thrown together, but they were all pretty simple concepts. So this next concept I want to show by itself. So we are multiplying with rational exponents. So when you multiply, you would add your exponents. So this is actually x, and then you take your 3/4 and you would add your 1/2. And then you'd have to get your common denominator, so this would be x to the 3/4 plus 2/4. So this is actually x to the 5/4 power. And that's how you would leave it, is x to the 5/4 power at this time. Let's put another one like this. So this would be x, and you'd have 1/5 plus 7/5, because when you multiply you add your exponents. So that is going to be x to the 1/5 plus 7/5 is 8/5. Okay, so multiply, add your exponents, make sure you got a common denominator when you add them. What do we do with negative exponents? Well, it gets a little bit confusing when you have rationals, so let me go through this one kind of slow. So when you have a negative, that would be 1 over y to the 3/4. But 3/4 would mean that it's a cube root and it's in the denominator. So you can't have 3/4 in the denominator. So you're going to have to multiply by y to the 1/4 on both the top and the bottom. Remember, if they're the same number, top and bottom, it's actually a 1, so this big ugly thing here is 1, so we're multiplying by 1. Why am I multiplying by 1/4? When we multiply, we're going to add our exponents, and 3/4 plus 1/4 is 4/4, and that makes the denominator not a radical anymore. So I've rationalized, made the bottom a rational number. So 3/4 plus 1/4, so that's going to be y to the 4/4 power, and 1 times y to the 1/4 is y to the 1/4. So the final answer on this is going to be y to the 1/4 over y. And that's as simple as that gets, and it seems like the starting was much more simpler, but this is what we'd say when we made the simplified expression. Let's try another one of those, because those are a little bit complicated. So I've got a negative exponent, so that means it's 1 over x to the 2/3 power. So 2/3, well, if it was 3/3, it wouldn't be a fraction anymore, so I'm going to multiply by 1/3 more, x to the 1/3 power, top and bottom. And again, x to the 1/3 over x to the 1/3 is just one way of saying 1. So that leaves x to the 1/3 on top. And when you multiply, you add your exponents. So this is x to the 3/3, and 3/3 is 1. So this is x to the 1/3 over top of x, and that's your final answer right there. So that's example 5.